Good morning, good people. Yes, the sun's not up. Yesterday was my first video. I appreciate the people that checked it out. Just want to come back to you today. A little more good news, a little more about the Lord, and a little about me and my testimony. The reason I'm out here in the outside, this is how I start my day. My wife gets up, and then I get up and have some fellowship with the Lord. And I used to think that that was crazy when I would hear that from preachers to start your day that way, but it really helps me to focus and to do what I need to do, keep my mind and my eyes on the prize. But as I said, I'll talk about a little bit about me. I'm from a little small town in South Tennessee. It's called Loretta. Um, Loved it. Very small place, but big heart, good people there. And I went to a little church there and grew up, and I guess I was about 7, 8 years old. Two of my best friends I grew up with, Donnie and Lonnie Cotton, we were sitting at a revival at Loretta First Baptist Church, and Donnie went to go up at the altar call. I can't remember if Lonnie followed right along, but it wasn't long until I jumped right in with them and followed. I was like, hey, they're going up, I'm going up. And the preacher was preaching about going to hell, and I was like, I don't want to go there. And so I went up and said the words they told me to say. Of course, I had no idea what I was talking or doing. And I'm not saying that a 7 or 8 year old can't be saved, but this one can't. Wasn't ready. I was just a child still. I wasn't ready to be accountable for such as that, and I didn't understand what that meant. So I told people I was saved then, and everyone patted me on the back and, hey Heath, and I got dunked, baptized for those of y'all that don't know, and nothing changed. I still just a little kid. I wasn't a bad kid, but I got into meanness because it's human. Um, Original sin. People ask why people are bad. It goes all the way back to the garden and why. But that's for another lesson. But I'm just giving my testimony this morning. And anyhow, I got older. We got involved in athletics. I was pretty good at it. I was blessed, thankfully. And as I got older, I got baptized again. I guess I was about 15. I knew I wasn't right with the Lord. I thought I could get right then, and maybe I could have put the effort into it that I put into ball and the other things, but I didn't. I took my walk up though again and got baptized again, and thought I was saved. People say once saved, always saved, and I believe that. But once you're truly saved, you're new. Yes, you're going to sin because we're human and we're on this earth and we're going to sin. But you don't go back to what you were over and over and over. If you're honestly and earnestly changed, if you're really a Christian, then you really make an honest and earnest change in your life and you do something about it and you follow Him and His commandments. It's that simple. Remember yesterday I talked about the KISS principle. Keep it simple and on the Savior. If you do those things, keep your eyes on the prize, then you will be rewarded and you'll live forever in heaven with Him if you got Him in your heart. But like I said, 15, didn't know, thought I was saved, wasn't. Was fortunate enough to get a football scholarship, went to school at the University of North Alabama. I was a little kid, 190 pounds, first day I got there. By the time we went home for Christmas, they were calling me Bruce Banner because I was busting out of my clothes. I was 260 by the time we went home for Christmas. I just grew. No one could believe that, but I was just a 17-year-old freshman in college wearing a size 15 shoe, and I grew into such as that. We won the national championship my redshirt freshman year, and I was very fortunate to be a part of that team. Great men that were on that team and coaches, and got kicked out of school there because I did not go and take tests on purpose because I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to play football, but I didn't want to be there anymore. I was burnt out on ball. I didn't want to be at college, and I knew if I quit, my family would judge me and be on me like they should have been. But I thought that if I made myself look stupid by flunking out on purpose, they would just think I tried and failed. Of course they knew the truth. My daddy and Papa ain't no dummies. They knew that what happened. Well, I sat out of school for a year, worked at a box factory. I found out real quick I didn't want to do that. I did a lot of stuff, and went back to school at Cumberland. I still lost his last year's Easter egg, but did well, balled out. Like I said, I was a national champion at UNA. I was an All-American at Cumberland. As the greatest football honor I ever got, I was voted the Mid-South Conference Player of the Year at playing defensive tackle as a nose guard. That's a pretty good accomplishment, and I thought that was something at the time. But as I got older, I realized that, and 50 cents would get me a sun drop at the store. It didn't really mean that big a deal. I thought it was something big, but that stuff didn't matter. What matters is Jesus, and I still didn't realize that, but I always heard that whisper in my heart, even then. And I talk the talk, and anybody that asks me, I'm telling them I was a Christian. And I said I was a Christian, but my actions and what I was doing were not pointing people in the direction of the Father. I was pointing them in the direction of eternal damnation. And anybody that knew me then that I led in the wrong direction, if you're watching this or if you ain't, I'm sorry. And I pray that maybe I'll rub off on you in a good way this time around if you give me a chance to come listen to me talk or watch one of these videos. Excuse me. And after I got out of college, I had a little cup of coffee with the Nashville Cats. It still wasn't right with the Lord, and I wasn't even dedicated to ball then. All I was dedicated to getting drunk, getting high, getting laid. And they let me go. I got cut. First time I really faced failure on a football field. And I wanted to blame everyone else in the world, but I had nobody to blame but myself. I crawled in a bottle. Crawled in a drug stupor for a year. I did work out. Just that weight's come natural to me. Just lost, didn't know Christ at all. Got another chance to play ball. Went to Huntsville in 2000 with the Tennessee Valley Vipers, and I had really straightened myself up with the Lord then. I had really started following His commandments, but I still would stray, still wasn't on the straight and narrow. But for that season in 2000, I wasn't drinking, I was following the Lord, I was fasting, doing things that I needed to do, and I had a great season. And instead of giving Him the praise and the honor and the glory, I thought it was all me, and I went right back to drinking, went right back into that bottle. I played then in Toronto up for the Toronto Phantoms in the AFL, went to another country, and that was cool. But I drank and partied and smoked my way out of that too. And I'm not proud of that, but ashamed of it. People are always like, why didn't you go to the NFL, or why didn't your AFL career go longer? I had enough ability that God given me that I could be a drunk and do all those things and play some arena ball. I didn't get a chance to go any further, and that's my fault. When coaches from the NFL and scouts would talk to my college coaches, what about Heath? Well, he's a good player, but I was a turd off the field. And they did what they should have done. They told the truth. And I know I'm being long-winded this morning, but I'm really just trying to lay my testimony out. It wasn't long after that I met my wife. I still thought that I was saved, but I wasn't. It took me falling into nothing, to having nothing, to literally being jobless, sleeping on some of my friends' couches, just no home, no nothing, living off a dollar menu from a restaurant. And I ain't saying these things, I ain't proud of none of it, and ain't nothing that I did brought me out of it except asking Jesus into my heart, following His commandments, and praying constantly. People are like, how do you pray constantly? You ain't got to fall right down on your knees, but talk to Him. Just turn your thoughts and your heart and your mind towards the Lord. Talk to Him. He already knows your wants and needs and desires, but if you'll talk to Him, verbalize it, it'll make you feel better, and I promise you He'll help you with it. You know, Jesus never said that you wasn't going to have no problems or you was going to live this life of comfort. But he did say in Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. One of his disciples said that. But regardless, anyway, you can. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That became my motto, my creed, one of my favorite verses in the Bible. I just start turning to the Lord. If someone's being mean to me, your natural human is to throw up your armor and be pissy back to them. Now I try to answer anger with a soft answer. I pray to the Lord. Now I have to physically do it because when folks jump up in my grill like Clearasil, I'm ready to put them things on them, and that's not right. But I'm just being honest. And I've been long-winded this morning giving my testimony. But just remember, Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I guess to wrap it up, I met my wife. I've found a great church family. I got saved early on in my marriage. Wasn't long after 06. We had a little girl there. My wife toted full term. And she was born and dead the same day, and that really changed my life. People want to ask why, and I cursed everything I could, and why God, and was so mad at the Lord. But it's not that I had it all wrong. She's in heaven right now, happy, sitting on Jesus' lap, smiling. She got a go to heaven free card. And I was bitter about that and didn't understand. But it ain't for me to understand. All I know and understand is that Jesus really is in control. And I may not like what's going on. And yeah, I can bring stuff worse on myself. Because if you do bad, bad's going to come your way. Sometimes when you do good, times can be troubling and hard. But if you'll turn to Jesus, follow his commandments, keep it simple and on the Savior, you can make it through anything. And you'll be better for it when you come through it. I'll talk more in the future. I hope y'all have a good day. Just wanted to get out here in nature and tell you more about myself and give you a little bit of my testimony this morning. But remember, it ain't got nothing to do with Heath. I ain't nothing. Some of you know Heath. Some of you know Springtime, Football Man, Hollywood, all these different things. And honestly, I ain't none of those. I am just a poor, lowly sinner who has finally figured out and turned it over to Jesus. Remember, folks, Jesus loves you and I do too. Have a great day.